A very good morning, my dear students. So, today here is lecture number 14 of chapter 17, and most probably it is going to be the last video for this chapter. So, as usual, let's start the video with the quote. And this quote I found very much important and very much like what we say applicable to our life. That first you have to think it's a dream. नीचे सबसे नीचे जो which is like cut part. So first you have to dream about the things, and then you have to say to yourself that I can do it, I want to do it, and then you will make the strategy how do I do it. Then you will try to do it, and again you will say that yes, I can do it, and last again I will do it, and success you will have. Got it? So the thing is that the first thing is that I think, I can, I want, and then I will. So that is a very important thing, and this is the strategy by which you can get the success. So okay, let's start with the topic, and the topic is buffer solution today. So let's know this thing, that what is buffer solution. So what is the need of buffers first, and then we will know about this. So quite often in industrial process, chemical processes, and in biological processes, it is necessary to have a solution whose pH value doesn't change or doesn't alter appreciably in addition of small amounts of strong acids and strong base. That means uh, if we know that if we will add acid, or if we will add few drops of acid or few concentration of acid or base, the pH of the original solution will change for sure, as we have done in previous videos also. But in industrial process as well as chemical process as well as biological process, there need it some solution is required whose pH shouldn't be change even in addition of स्मॉल अमाउंट्स ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड और स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस. अगर हम कुछ अमाउंट में एसिड या बेस ऐड कर भी देते हैं तो उसका पीएच चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसे सॉल्यूशन की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. सो फॉर दैट इट इज़ रिक्वायर्ड ओवर हियर. सो लाइक blood is a buffer solution. अगर हमारे बॉडी में फील चेक दैट blood is a buffer solution. So that's why whatever that अगर हम कुछ ऐसे चीज़ें हमारे अंदर जाती हैं जो एसिडिक है या बेसिक है, then also the pH of the blood is not going to change. Otherwise अगर blood का pH चेंज हो जाता तो hemoglobin wouldn't be survive over there, and like RBCs and all that, and then it will be, create a problem for us to survive, isn't it? So that's why we can say that there is a need of buffers in our daily life, in our biological process as well as chemical process as well as industrial process. The control of pH is also very essential and important in many chemical and biochemical processes. Many medical and cosmetic formulation need a definite pH for their formulation and use. Such solutions are called buffer solution. So even we can see that the cosmetics also, some whatever the cream or the things we use, that shampoo and all this, so for that there should be a definite pH. Agar unka pH by chance anyway if it is changed, so obviously it will create a adverse effect on that part. So that's why that cosmetic or whatever the medical things we are talking about, there should have a definite pH for their proper application, for their proper result. Okay, so that type of solution is called buffer solution. But whenever the question will be asked that how buffer solution, define buffer solution, so it doesn't mean that you will write this much like what we say story. You have to say simple things, that the solution which resists change in hydrogen ion concentration on addition of a small amount of acid or base, or you can say that simple language, the solution whose pH doesn't change even after adding few drops of acid or base. Got it? The solution whose pH doesn't change even after adding few drops of acid or base are called buffer solution. So ऐसे solution होते कैसे हैं? What are that types? Okay, so the types, in other words, such solution maintain a fairly constant pH value and are known to possess reserved acidity and reserved basicity in that. That means their pH shouldn't be changed. The acidity and the basicity will remain constant. Human blood is an excellent example of natural buffer solution. Right now I have told you this is a point to be noted. Example of natural buffer solution. Blood maintains its pH around 7.35 in spite of wide variety of food we take. Whatever we take, but the blood pH remains 7.35 or 7.4 around. It doesn't changes. Okay, so that is a good, or that is an excellent example of natural buffer solution, we can say. Now, types of buffer solution. There are two types of buffer solution. One is called acidic buffer solution and another is called basic buffer solution. So buffer solution बनते कैसे? Buffer solution के लिए the composition should be weak acid and the salt of weak acid with the strong base. Did you get that? That means simple language में weak acid plus salt of weak acid, इस acid का जो है that is the same acid plus strong base. That mixture is called buffer solution, and if the acidic part is weak, it will be called acidic buffer. If the basic part will be weak, it will be called basic buffer. Clear? So let me take an example. Weak acid like CH3COH is a weak acid, and weak acid ये हो गया CH3COH, and any strong base you can say that like NaOH. So if I will make the that salt with this two, what I will get? I will get the CH3CONA. So the mixture of CH3COOH and CH3COONA can be considered or is an example of acidic buffer solution. Did you get that? Clear? Okay. Any weak acid and salt with the strong, like suppose that if I am taking H2CO3, it is also a weak acid. Okay, and this acid with the strong base, so like Na2CO3 we can say. So this is also an example of acidic buffer solution. Any doubt in this? Okay, now next, basic buffer solution. Basic buffer solution is, let me remove this. Okay, so similarly basic buffer solution will be the equimolar will be the mixture of equimolar quantities of weak base and its salts with a strong acid. This time we will take weak base and उस weak base का strong acid के साथ salt, like NH4OH is a weak base, yes, and if NH4OH and a strong acid like HCl is going to mix, it is going to form NH4OCl, isn't it? NH4Cl it will form. So this is the salt of weak acid and strong base, strong acid and weak base along with the weak base, then it will give you basic buffer solution. Am I clear? Okay, so this is acidic buffer solution, this is basic buffer solution. Clear बच्चे? Okay, so now buffer action. What is this buffer action? कैसे इसको आप explain करोगे? So the ability of the buffer solution to resist the change in pH value on the addition of a small amount of an acid or base is called buffer action. Buffer action, that means the way the property by which the buffer solution resists the change of the pH even after adding few drops of acid or base. So that is called buffer action. Okay. Okay, so let's understand buffer action with an example. Like I told you right now, acidic buffer solution. So for acidic buffer solution, we have taken an example like CH3COH plus CH3CONA. Okay, so this one is the weak strong electrolyte, because base part is strong. Any part if comes as strong, so it will be like what we say, strong electrolyte, so that is not going to hydrolyze. So what will happen, this CH3COH, when it will hydrolyze, it will ionize, weakly ionize. So this is going to give you CH3COO minus plus H plus. If I will add a acidic part, okay, so like this is CH3COO minus is coming from buffer solution. Let me write complete buffer solution से आ रहा है, and if I'm going to add some acid over there, few drops of acid, so this H plus is coming from the acid, okay, on adding acid. So what will happen, again it will give you CH3COOH. That means the pH is not going to change anywhere. It is not going to increase the H plus ion concentration in the solution. So that means the pH will remain constant. Yes, constant on adding acid, few drops of acid. Similarly, if I will see that in this case CH3COO H that will ionize in CH3, COOH minus and H plus like this. So if I'm adding some base part, okay, on adding base, so base will give you OH minus. So what will happen, this H plus which is coming from buffer solution, ये buffer solution से आया, okay, and OH minus which is coming from the base part, that is going to react with each other to give water. So again the pH is not going to change. It is not going to increase the OH minus concentration in the solution. So hence again we can say that pH of the buffer solution doesn't change. Yes, doesn't change. Any problem in this? Clear, bache? So this is the proof that even after adding as few drops of acid or base, the pH of the buffer solution is not going to change. Next, do for the basic buffer solution. If I am taking basic buffer solution, basic buffer example NH4OH plus NH4Cl. So again this is going to be a strong electrolyte. So strong electrolyte will not hydrolyze. So we'll take that weak electrolyte which is weakly ionizable, NH4OH. This is going to give you NH4 plus and OH minus, isn't it? So if I will add acid, on adding acid part, acid, so what will happen, this acid is going to give you H plus which is coming from acid, yes, and OH minus which is there from the buffer solution. Again they will react with each other to give H2O. That means the pH will not change, pH will not change. Yes, can I write? Similarly, if I'm saying that on adding base on this, so okay, again this NH4OH, and that is going to dissociate into NH4 plus and OH minus, and on adding base, so base will give you OH minus. Yes, this is coming from base, and buffer part यानी कि NH4 plus is going to react, that is the buffer part, okay. So again this will form NH4OH. So that means it is, again there is no change in the concentration of OH minus in this case also. So that means the pH remains constant. Yes, so this is the proof that in the buffer solution, even on adding of few drops of acid or base, it is not going to change the concentration of acid, concentration of H plus or OH minus ions. That means it is not going to change the pH. Clear? Any doubt in this? Okay, so now the next thing is Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, and that is called preparation of buffer solution. So this equation, that whatever the formula we will derive from that, we will solve the numerical. It will be used in the numerical solution. Okay, so we can derive a general equation for calculating the pH of any buffer solution. What will be the pH for the buffer solution, ये आपको याद रखना है. And for this, again you have to understand that whether it is acidic buffer solution or basic buffer solution, according to that the pH will change, but it's a minute change, so I will tell you, just wait. Okay, consider a weak mixture of weak acid HX and its conjugate base. So weak acid is supposed at HX, and when it is going hydrolysis, this will give you H3O plus and X minus. Any doubt in this? So in this case, if I will write the dissociation constant Ka, what I will get? I will get H3O plus X minus upon HX. Clear? In this case, because water is again the constant, so K and H2O water constant will give you another constant, that is Ka. So now for finding pH, we want the hydronium ion concentration or H plus ion concentration. Yes, so find the hydronium H3O plus ion hydronium ion concentration. That will be Ka into Hx upon X minus, isn't it? Any doubt in this? Okay, So for finding pH, taking minus log on both sides, what I will get, this is minus log H3O plus, and here minus log Ka, and then it is Hx upon x minus. Clear? Any doubt? So this is let me write like this. So now instead of this I can write pH is equal to, this is log m into n, isn't it? M into n. So can I write that minus log Ka minus log Hx upon x minus. Any problem in this? Okay, so instead of this I can write pKa. So pH is equal to pKa, and this is, I'm just making it reverse. So can I change the sign? Log, and this time the x minus will go up and Hx. Yes. So now you have to decide that x minus किसका part है. This x minus is the anion part. So what will happen? This is coming from a salt. This is going to make a salt over there. X minus, if it is going to react with the we see that x minus अगर हम देखते हैं negative part किसी भी what we say acid का यहाँ पे, so this H is going to form water and x minus is going to attach with the positive part of this base and will make a salt. Yes or no? So instead of that, can I write that pH is equal to pKa plus log salt upon acid, concentration of salt upon concentration of acid. Why I have written this salt? Is it clear that the negative part of this x minus is going to make a salt with the positive part of this conjugate base? So that's why I have written like this. Yes, or else I can write pH is equal to pKa plus log, and if I will check this x minus, so this is acid. After losing it, it is going to give you H plus and x minus. So if this is acid, can I say this one is conjugate base? Yes or no? So that can also be written here. This is conjugate base concentration upon acid concentration. So anyway you can use this, like if it is conjugate base की term में दिया हुआ, you can use this, and if it is salt formation then also you can use this formula, and you can find the pH. This equation is called Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. I hope it is clear. The derivation is so easy. It's not a difficult part. Once if you know how to find the log, it will be easy to derive, isn't it? So this is for what we say, this is for acidic buffer solution, because we have used acid part over here. Weak acid is there, isn't it? Weak acid. So this is pH for acidic buffer. Similarly we will find for the basic buffer. Okay, so for basic buffer, if I will say basic buffer, that means in this case weak base plus salt of weak base and strong acid we will use, isn't it? Any doubt in this case? So okay, in this in the same way we will find that if I'm going to take a weak base like BOH, so this will dissociate into B plus and OH minus. So if I will write Kb, or you can write with the H2O also, there is no problem in this. But in this case, if you will write H2O hydrolysis, it will give you a complex way. So that's why I have just removed this. Yes, there is no problem. You have to understand that this is going to be hydrolyzed. This is going to be hydrolyzed. So we will write B aqueous and OH minus aqueous. So Kb can I write B plus OH minus upon BOH. Yes. So if I want the OH concentration, यहाँ से base obviously OH concentration I will get. So OH minus concentration, if I will get Kb BOH upon B minus, sorry, B plus. Any doubt? Okay, so now you can find the POH in the same way. So I'm not deriving it again, just writing the exactly like this way. So instead of this pH, it will be POH, and pKa it will be pKb, and here it will be like this. Yes, x minus की जगह पे b plus लिखेंगे, नीचे base लिखेंगे. So I'm going to write it like this, pH, and here it is what, pKb plus log, and this is going to be b plus and BOH. Can I write in the same way? You just find it taking log, a negative log on both sides, and you will find it minus log OH minus, which will give you POH, minus log KB will give you PKB, and reverse sign करने की वजह से the base that metal part will come upstairs, cation part upstairs, sorry, it will come as a numerator, and the base will go as a denominator. Clear? So again, this is POH. For this I can write pKb plus log, and so this is the part of like this was the base, so obviously the remaining part will be conjugate acid, we can say. So this will I can say conjugate acid concentration upon base concentration, weak base. Yes, or another way I can say that this is going to be a part of salt. Yes, so we can say that POH is equal to pKb plus log concentration of salt upon concentration of base. So the only difference in that, for the acidic buffer we will find pH and it will be salt upon acid concentration, pKa plus salt log salt upon acid concentration, and for base we will find POH log pKb plus log salt upon base. If you want to find the pH, first either you can do it in that way, same way you find the pH and 14 से divide subtract कर दो, or another way you can say that the same formula can be changed. Let me change this POH is 14 minus like pH POH को we can write 14 minus pH. So for pH I can write here 14 minus pKb plus, sorry, this is again going to be, this will also be converted into minus log concentration of salt upon concentration of base. So either you just remember this one, and after finding POH you subtract from 14, so you'll get it pH, or in that way also you can learn. Clear? So there are the three formulas for this, two for POH and one for pH. So this is also Anderson-Hasbury questions. I hope it is clear. Any doubt in this? Okay, now a few questions based on this. Before solving the numericals, let's go through this note, and that is, if we take molar concentration of an acid and its salt, like conjugate base, same. Agar acid concentration, yeah, that means it is salt and acid, it will be cancelled out 1, so log 1 is equal to 0. So pH will be equal to pKa, isn't it? We can say simply. Kaise? Let me show you. If I'm using this equation here, this one, so this one is and this one is going to be same, so divided 1, log 1 is equal to 0, so anything plus log 1 log 0 log 1, that means 0 will be same pK. So here pH and pK will be same, isn't it? So that is the thing mentioned in the note. So in that case, salt concentration or acid concentration, if it is same, pH will be equal to pK, and that because log 1 is 0, that we know. Thus, for the same molar concentration of an acid and salt, the pH of the buffer solution will be equal to its pK of acid. Agar equimolar, if we are using equimolar of acid and its salt, so then in that case the pH will be equal to pK. Therefore, for preparing the buffer solution of the required pH, we select the acid whose pKa is close to required pH. That's why हमें जब भी whenever we have to make the buffer solution, हम वैसे acid को identify करते हैं, वैसे acid को choose करते हैं जिसका pK value जो हो that will be equal to या approximately equal to required pH, जितने pH का हमें बनाना है. Got it? It may be noted that the pH of the buffer solution remains unchanged by dilution because ratio under logarithm terms remains unchanged, because obviously that concentration जो log के अंदर जो हम ratio लेते हैं salt upon acid concentration or salt upon base concentration, that is going to be constant, that is going to be unchanged. So that's why the pH of buffer solution remains unchanged. Clear? Even on dilution. Now there is a question that calculate the pH of a buffer solution containing 0.2 mole of NH4Cl. This NH4Cl is the strong base and strong acid and salt of strong acid plus weak base. So that means it is a basic buffer, going to be basic buffer, isn't it? You can check it here. So it's a basic buffer. So basic buffer formula is what? pH is equal to 14 minus pKb minus log salt concentration upon base concentration. One thing is missing over here, that Kb is missing over here. Kb for NH4 that you have to learn, it is 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 5. That is to be learned. Okay, it should be given in the formula. Question में ये value given होनी चाहिए. 1.85 around होती है इसकी. Okay, so I forgot to write. Okay, so now just find the pKb in this way. pKb, if you will find, it will be minus log 1.85 into 10 to the power minus 5. That means minus log 1.85, and here it is minus. So log 1.85, if you'll solve all this, it is going to be 4.7 on that whole value. This whole value is going to change, and that is going to give you 4.73. Okay, so now put the value. 14 minus 4.73 minus log salt concentration is given 0.2 upon base concentration is 0.1. So this is cancelled, and now this will solve. You will get it. Okay, if you will solve this all together, it is going to give you log 2 की value 0.3010, and then this value will be added and it will give you 5.03, which should be subtracted from 14. So it is total, it is going to give you 8.966. That is the pH of this solution, which we can say that above than 7. So obviously it is a basic buffer solution. That means verified BIS, whatever you have calculated, that is correct. Any doubt in this? Yes. So now move to next question, and this is the homework for you. You have to do as a homework. I will explain in the next video. Now solubility and solubility product. What is this? It is this part is going to be interesting, and entrance point of view से भी बहुत important है ये. Questions इससे पूछे जाते हैं. So what is the solubility and solubility product? Solubility, that means number of moles per unit volume dissolved जो होता है, that is mentioned as solubility. And if we take the product of this, it will give you solubility product. Okay. The solubility depends upon factor, and that factor is the solubility depends on a number of factors. Among these, the two most important factors are lattice enthalpy of salt and the solvation enthalpy of ions in the solution. दो point है, important point. One is lattice enthalpy of the salt and the solvation enthalpy of ions in the solution. Then only it will be soluble. So lattice enthalpy जो होना चाहिए, that means to break 1 mole of salt into its cation and anion, that is called lattice enthalpy. So it should be very less so that ये easily dissociate हो जाए अपने ions में, and then ions should hydrolyze very easily in that in the solution. So उनकी solvation enthalpy भी बहुत कम होनी चाहिए so that वो आसानी से hydrolyze हो जाए. Lattice enthalpy is the amount of energy required to break 1 mole of solid into its ions. So greater the lattice energy, more will be the energy required to break the lattice of the salt. अगर lattice energy बहुत ज़्यादा होगी तो बहुत ज़्यादा energy लगेगी उसको break करने में, salt को break करने में. So on the other hand, solvation enthalpy is the amount of energy released when 1 mole of solid salt gets dissolved in a solvent. For a salt to dissolve in the solvent, the strong force of attraction, that means lattice enthalpy, between its ion must overcome by the ion solvent interaction, solvation enthalpy. That means the solvation enthalpy should be greater than the should dominate over the lattice enthalpy. डोमिनेट हो जानी चाहिए, तभी वो जाके क्या होगा, सॉल्वेट होगा, वो वाटर में सॉल्युबल होगा. Okay. So now on the basis of solubility, we can classify the salt into three main categories. First, category 1, which is called soluble, and for this the solubility should be greater than 0.1. Okay, then only it will be called soluble. Category 2, that is called slightly soluble, or we can say that partially soluble. In this case, it will be the solubility must be in between 0.01 to 0.1. Okay, and if case 3, if the solubility is less than 0.01, then it will be called sparingly soluble, or approximately we can say that insoluble type. Okay, so these are the three things. This solubility product kya hai? So the solubility product of the salt at a given temperature is equal to the product of the concentration of its ion in the saturated solution. Sorry, it should be saturated. Okay, with each concentration term raised to the power equal to the number of ions produced on dissociation of 1 mole of substance. What I have explained, is it clear? Let me explain with the example and that calculation of solubility product. So I will tell you how it is. The solubility product of a sparingly soluble salt may be calculated from its solubility at a given temperature. Before doing this, some questions, we should know that how we will find. Okay, there is a general term also, so let me show you that general term. So how to find? Suppose that the salt is AX type, like we can say NaCl. Yes, so this will ionize into its ion A plus and X minus. Clear? So we will consider that in the saturated solution, that solubility of this is S and this is also S. Why? Because it depends upon number of moles. Whatever the number of moles, that much. For 1 mole it is S, for 2 mole it will be 2S, 3 mole it will be 3S, like that. Clear? So if I will find the equilibrium constant, जैसे हम निकालते हैं, तो what we will find? We will say AX X minus upon AX. This is a salt over here, solid salt. So again the concentration will be constant. So this time the K and the concentration of solubility of AX, this is solubility of AX, will give you another constant, that is KSP, solubility product. Okay, and that will be equal to A plus ki jagah can I write S, and in this also S. So this case KSP will be S square. Any doubt in this? Is it clear? See, if it is simple, what we say, diatomic salt, then the KSP will be exactly S square. We can use directly. That in MCQ, the question can be asked that what will be the solubility product of this type of salt, like another salt. This is the first salt type. Okay, another salt, if I'm taking like AX2 type. AX2, take an example. This is example NaCl. Okay. AX2 like BaCl2, let it be. So this will dissociate into A plus 2 plus 2X minus. Clear? So how to find? In the saturated condition, this is 1 mole, so S, and this is 2 mole, so this will be 2S. So K, जब equilibrium constant अगर हम लिखते हैं तो कैसे लिखते हैं? We write now concentration, and that stoichiometric coefficient will be converted into the power, isn't it? So this is concentration of A plus 2 into 2X concentration, and whatever the concentration, that is going to be power, isn't it? So can I write like this, KSP? So KSP for this type of solution will be S into 2S square. That means KSP is equal to 4S cube. So for the type AX2 like BaCl2, CaCl2, the solubility product will be 4S cube. We can use directly this formula. Okay. Similarly, let's do for another type, that is AX3 type. Take an example like AlCl3. Yes, it can be BCl3. It can be. Okay. So what will happen? This is going to dissociate into a plus 3 and 3x minus. So what will happen? This time the KSP will be, I'm writing directly, this is S and this is 3s because it is a 3 mole. So this is S and 3s, and whatever the power, the stoichiometric coefficient, that will raise to the power. So that was the definition. In the definition, solubility product, which we have done now, the last to last slide. So that is the thing, that power will raise to the stoichiometric coefficient will raise as a power. So what will happen? This KSP will be 3 cube, that means 27 S4, and it out. So for the type AX3, the KSP will be 27 S4. Similarly, can we find for AX4 type? AX4 type, in general, there is no salt. Yes, we can say that SiCl4, CCl4. Okay, so in this case it will be A plus 4 and 4x minus. So here S and this will be 4s. So what will happen? KSP will be S into 4s 4 times. So this will be 16 ja 256, यानी कि 256 S5. Yes, which is literally little rare. ये आपसे general नहीं पूछा जाएगा. अगर पूछा गया तो आप इस तरह से calculate कर लोगे. Okay. Another type which is important, that is A3B2 type, like, or A2B3 type. Anyway, okay, A3B2 or A2B3. In both the case, if it will dissociate, it will give you 3A plus and 3A plus 2, and it will give you 2B minus 3. Or if it will dissociate, it will give you 2A plus 3 and 3B minus 2. Anyway, so in this case, this is 3s and this is 2s. So if I will find the KSP, it will be 3s cube 2s square, isn't it? So 27 s cube into 4 s square, that means it is going to be 108 s5. KSP for this type will be 108 s5. Similarly, in this case also, you do it 2s power 2 and 3s power 3. So again the 4s square, and this is 27 s cube, so 108 s5, same. Okay, so either you use A2B3 type or A3B2 type, you will get the same way. So let's do an example like Al2S3. yes, I can say, or Mg3N2. this is an example, और ये इसका example हुआ. Can we say? So like this we can use. Now let's we will understand in better way with some questions, and the question is that the solubility of silver chloride AgCl in water at 25 degrees Celsius is 1. This is solubility is given, S is given. Okay, this one is S given. Calculate the solubility product of AgCl. It is, AX type. So KSP directly you can write S square and just square, make it a square, you will get the answer. Yes, 1.06, you can see that here. 1.06 into 5, 10 to the power 5, 1.06 into 10 to the minus 5, and you will get the KSP. That's a simple answer. Any doubt? Clear? So you can, how it, I got this one, you can just check the previous slide, and you can say that how it is going to give you KSP is equal to S square. Now the another question is that solubility of SrF2. This is again S is given. Calculate the solubility product of the salt at room temperature. यानी KSP आपसे पूछा जा रहा है. But the thing is that this is solubility gram में given. It's not given in mole. So what we have to convert, we have to change this into mole per liter. So this is gram and this is molecular weight is given. So you just convert it into mole per liter. Solubility find in the mole per liter. S को निकाल लो. And SrF2, that means it is AB2 type, isn't it? So AB2 type, that means it is 4SQ. So just use that formula and you can find it. Here you can see that this is gram and this is molecular mass, so I got the molar solubility, mole per liter mein, and then 4s cube you can use, you will get the same way. Okay, they have done in another way, but you just use this formula, you will get it. Okay, or how they have done, like they have done for 2f they calculated, and then SR के लिए calculate किया, and then they multiplied and they got it like this. So you can do it directly. 4 into that is coming 9.55 into 10 to the power minus 5 whole cube, and you will get 3.48 into 10 to the power minus 12. Just solve it. Okay, chaliye. So now some importance of solubility product. What are the importance for this? So in this case, calculation of solubility, how we have done our questions. So since the video length is going long again, so that's why I'm giving this question again as a homework. You have to do as a homework. So just for example, hint, I'm giving you A2X3 type. That means you can find it 108 as 5 and you can do it. This is also homework. 3 questions I'm giving as a homework, and this one is also homework. Okay, chali. Now next thing, in predicting the precipitation of the reaction, that means whether the reaction is going to be, whether the compound that is undergoing precipitation or undergoing solubility. That means whether the substance, the product जो होगा वो soluble हो जाएगा completely या फिर वो precipitate बनेगा. How to find that? So in that way we will predict it by knowing the ionic product. Ionic product जो होता है, that is ionic product is a greater if it is greater than KSP. अगर let me use another color. If ionic product, अब ये क्या होता है, I will tell you. Ionic product is greater than KSP, the precipitation occurs, as it is written over here. Precipitation occurs. Okay, and if ionic product is IP is less than KSP, no PPT will form. No PPT. Got it? So अब ionic product क्या है? Ionic product is simple the product of the concentration of product, that is. Okay, how? Let me. So what is the difference between the solubility product and the product? Like, let me explain you. Suppose that this is AX. So if it will dissociate, it will give you A plus and X minus. Yes. So if I will say to write ionic product, you will write in this way: concentration of A plus into concentration of X minus. And if I will say to write solubility product, then that also will be represented as like this. So then what is the difference? In this case, KSP is in saturated solution. ये जो होगा वो saturated solution में होगा, and this will be the concentration at any other condition other than saturated. Any other concentration than saturation. Difference समझ में आ गया? जो difference QC और KC में था. QC was that किसी भी अदर टाइम पे कंसंट्रेशन का प्रोडक्ट दिया गया था, और केसी क्या था? एट इक्विलिब्रियम. तो सिमिलरली इफ वी आर टेकिंग एट अ सैचुरेटेड कंडीशन, it will be solubility product, and if I am taking any other condition, I will take ionic product. So now let's there is a question that the solubility product of FeOH whole thrice is given. This KSP is given. Okay, this is KSP given. What is the minimum concentration of OH minus ion required to precipitate from this solution of FeCl3? OH minus का concentration minimum कितना होना चाहिए so that it will give you the precipitate of FeOH whole thrice. कैसे? So let's see. KSP is given this much. So KSP will be noted as like this, concentration of Fe plus 3, and जो भी stoichiometric coefficient होगा that will go as a power. Clear? So precipitation will occur when ionic product should be greater than KSP. KSP से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. Clear? So if it is initially I'm just taking that the concentration of like how it is going to precipitate FeCl3 when reacts with water, this is going to precipitate out FeOH whole thrice plus HCl. Yes. So FeCl3 का जो concentration होगा that will be equal to the Fe, जितना Fe plus 3 FeCl3 लेंगे उतना ही concentration ये Fe plus 3 ion में dissociate होगा, isn't it? So that's why I have assumed that Fe plus 3 concentration is equal to FeCl3 concentration, and that is 0.001 m. The concentration of OH minus ion required to start the precipitation should be like this is the KSP formula. ये रहा. So this OH minus concentration, can I find KSP upon Fe plus 3 concentration? So this is KSP is given over here, and Fe plus 3 concentration we got it from this. So OH minus 3 Q should be like this, यानी कि OH concentration we are going to get 10 to the power minus 11. So क्या होना चाहिए? If the concentration यहाँ पे at least इतना concentration होना चाहिए, then only it will start precipitation. Otherwise अगर इससे कम होगा तो नहीं होगा, तो then it will not precipitate out. Clear है? So the minimum concentration of OH minus required to precipitate out is 10 to the power minus 11 mole per liter, which is written over here. I hope it is clear. Few more questions are given in your NCERT that we will solve. So now the next thing is that like this, this is the assumption how easily we can say, if ionic product is less than KSP, that means there will be no precipitate, and this is the condition of dilute solution. KSP ज़्यादा है, IP जो है वो कम है, यानी कि वहाँ पे dilute solution है, मतलब solution is very much diluted, and in that case there will be no precipitate. If IP and KSP अगर equal हो जाता है, दोनों equal है, तो this is the condition of saturated solution, और वो soluble हो जाएगा completely, उसको we will say that soluble. Again there is no precipitation in this case. But if IP is greater than KSP, then it will be considered as supersaturated solution. That means जो solvent है that is in less amount and solute is in more amount, so that's why it will it will result in the precipitation formation, and that's why the salt will precipitate out, the product will precipitate out. Clear? So this is the assumption, three things you have to learn. For to give the precipitate, the IP value must be greater than KSP. Even if it is equal, then also the solution will be considered as saturated, and the solute will be completely soluble in the solvent. Okay, and अगर बहुत कम है, IP बहुत कम हो जा रहा है KSP से, तो we can say that it is a case of dilute solution. That means solvent is in much amount, और soluble solute जो है वो soluble हो चुका है उसमें, but it is a case of dilute solution. So that's it class, chapter finished, and okay, feeling very much relaxed that a big chapter finished. Now practice is left out, so you have to practice more and more questions. NCERT is again this is the biggest chapter for the NCERT for the numericals also. So around 73 questions are the NCERT. So I will give you few questions to practice. So we'll practice, and the next chapter is going to be interesting, and that is what? Organic chemistry. Okay, so it is going to be interesting. You will have fun while doing starting part like nomenclature and all, which we have done in class 10th also. But after that there will be some mechanism and all that, and which is the base of class 12th. Or we can say that the whole organic chemistry, this is the base when we will do that cleavage, and which type of cleavage will be there, what will be the mechanism will be there. So that is going to be important part. So we'll go through with that. Don't worry. It's okay. Practice more and more numericals, and we'll meet in next video with the organic part. Till then, thank you class.